You join me today as we play a replay in the FA Cup for the second round in a row, and we go in pursuit of an automatic promotion place. Hello and welcome to episode 16 of Project Turnaround, where we try and turn around one of the sides that have fallen out of the Premier League last season. And in this case, it is Brentford. My name is Mark, and on today's episode, we have two games for you. First up, the FA Cup fourth round replay against Middlesborough. And then we have a Championship match day 34 against Burnley as we go in pursuit of an automatic promotion place. More about that in a moment. But before we progress any further, I'm going to hand you to Past Mark, who's going to give you the draw for the FA Cup fifth round. Thank you to Future Mark for that introduction. And we have the draw for the Emirates FA Cup fifth round. And in the draw, we'll find out more in just a moment. There are 16 teams in this draw. Well, actually, it's more than 16 teams, but 16 effectively. Middlesbrough and Brentford, obviously, still to play the replay, as are Ipswich Town and Brighton. But other sides in there is Crystal Palace and Watford, Cardiff and Stoke. They've all got replays. Then there's Southampton, Arsenal, Everton. Aston Villa and Manchester United. I missed that one as well, didn't I? Liverpool, Sunderland, Manchester City, Newcastle, Tottenham, Leicester, Wolves and Fulham. Who will we get? Let's go and find out. First out then. We're first out of the draw. So we will have home advantage. If we get past Middlesbrough, who will we play? Either Crystal Palace or Watford. Crystal Palace being our bogey team could cause us problems. But, we've got to beat them sooner or later, I guess. Southampton will play Arsenal. Everton will play Aston Villa or Manchester United. Cardiff or Stoke will play Liverpool. Sunderland will play Manchester City. Newcastle will play Ipswich Town or Brighton. Tottenham will play Leicester, which leaves Fulham and Wolves. Who's going to be at home? It's Wolves, and they will play Fulham. That is the draw for the fifth round of the Emirates FA Cup. I'll just let you have a quick look at that, and I'll hand you back to Future Mark, who won't be able to show you it in the schedule, I guess, because we've got the replay still to play, but I'm sure he'll tell you where it fits. Well, thank you to Past Mark for that draw. And yes, we will be playing either Crystal Palace or Watford on the 2nd of March. And if Watford were to beat Crystal Palace, theoretically we're going to play them anyway. So it just means instead of being a championship match, it will become an FA Cup match. That'll be quite interesting, won't it? So we'll see. Watford, we have played them once and beaten them by 2-0 at Vicarage Road earlier in the season. Crystal Palace, of course, are the thorn in our side so far this series. I think, or am I getting confused with the other one? I think I might be getting confused. I know we've beaten them once and we lost to them and drew with them in the championship. So, it's going to be a toughie. But there's a first time to beat them if we get them in the fifth round. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we've got to beat Middlesbrough in the fourth round replay, of course. Right, since you were last with us, we played Sheffield United and Middlesbrough in the last episode. Sheffield United was a 5-3, an 8-goal thriller, followed by that 2-2 draw against Middlesbrough, where we got back into that game and managed to get the equaliser through Perez after 92 minutes. Since then, we've gone and played Huddersfield, Both games at the community stadium. Brereton Diaz getting 2 goals in this game, one from the penalty spot, the other one after 58 minutes. But before that, Pablo Mari got his goal to give us a 1-0 lead, 2-0 lead, because we'd already scored a penalty, 2-0. Roberts with the corner and Pablo Mari putting that one away, made it 2-0. And then right in injury time in the second half, we made it 3-0. Another corner. This time it fell to Openda, and Lewis Openda putting that one away. So 3-0 at half-time. Early in the second half, Lewis Openda got his second. Pablo Mari involved in this again. Shackleton, Jensen, Yarmolak down to Openda. Openda chested it down, brought it down nicely, put it away. Made it 4-0 at this point in time. But then Brereton Diaz made it 5-0 with his second goal of the game. Bidstrup, Roberts put that for in. Openda left it for Brereton Diaz. 5-1 with 58 minutes on the clock. And then Troy Deeney got their consolation goal after 62 minutes. And we did wonder whether they were going to make a comeback, but no, I'm afraid they weren't. And the reason why Troy Deeney got that goal was because I hadn't marked him out as having made of them having made a substitution. 21 shots, 11 on target, 4.15 on the XG, 60% of the possession. I think it just sort of says it all, really. They had 8 shots, 3 on target, 1.20 on the XG, and 40% of the possession. It was a good win, a very good win. And then we went on to play Hull City in this one. Lafille getting the first goal after 29 minutes. Winks out wide. He has Tavares in support. Tavares crosses it. Lafille heads it. A bullet header. 1-0 after 29. Lafille added to his early goal after 40 minutes. Openda comes forward this time. Lafille, Brereton Diaz. Lafille runs into the box and, well, very, very good goals. 2-0 at half-time then. Second half, Lewis Openda joins in the party, getting our third to make it 3-0. Lafille to Openda. Openda, nice tuck away, and it's 3-0 at this point in time. But just a minute later, Ashley Phillips got Hull back in it. A lovely corner and a flicked header made it 3-1. And then Pablo Mari giving us that 2-goal cushion again, making it 4-1. His second goal in 2 games, both from corners, this time from the back post as opposed to the near post. And 4-1 it is. And then Estepanen getting their second to make the scoreline look a bit closer than it was, really. Bit of a mix-up there. Oscar Estepanen bumping it off of one of the defenders, I think, to get it over the line. But it was a player of the match from Enzo Lafille once again. So we had 19 shots, 10 on target, 2.43, 49% of the possession. They had 10 shots, 5 on target, 1.05, and 51% of the possession. Either way, it was 2 wins on the trot, and we have gone 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 games now, unbeaten. 14 games in all competitions, unbeaten since we were knocked out by Bristol City out of the EFL Caribou Cup quarter-final, which leaves us like this in the Championship. And I did say that we were pushing for automatic promotion place. Crystal Palace at this stage in the proceedings may well be too far in advance of us, but we'll try and close that gap with... I think with 13 games left to play, it's still in scope, but we're lying second. on 67 points, some 15 points behind Crystal Palace. And then comes Sheffield United, who are 2 points behind us in third. Wolves are 6 points behind us in fourth. And then come Burnley, our second opponents of today's episode, on 60 points. And then Bristol City and Blackburn both on 59. Bristol City just ahead of them on goal difference in the last playoff place as it stands at the moment. In the drop zone, Swansea, Huddersfield and Sheffield Wednesday as it currently stands. So that is how it's all looking. As I say, our first match up, though, is in the fourth round of the FA Cup. It's home tie against Middlesbrough after drawing the first match. 2-2 draw in that match, of course, and McCree getting 2 goals for them. They were 2 up after 13. Perez getting 1 back on 32. And equaliser 2 minutes into injury time to bring us back to the Community Stadium for this fourth round replay. Brereton Diaz is cup tied. Carl Starfelt is suspended. And Josh Da Silva is doubtful with a twisted ankle. And Middlesbrough teams, Alex Scott, he can't play because he's obviously on loan with them. Mads Roslev is cup tied again from us. And Dara Lenahan is suspended. And here is the side that will face Middlesbrough in this FA Cup fourth round replay. Rhea is restored to the starting lineup. Tavares, Brathwaite, Murray and Roberts are the defence. Winks, Kamara and Bidstrop play in central midfield. Yamalak in front of them, sitting behind Zakari and Perez on attack. Patterson, Sorensen, Janssens, Sharaway, Shackleton, Lafitte, Preet, Lewis Potter and Openda on the bench. We also have a number of Starfelt is suspended. And we have Brereton Diaz, who is cup tied, of course. And here's how the two teams face off against one another. As it's the FA Cup, Michael Carrick, of course, is the manager. Johnson in goal then, Wrecker, McNear and Connolly the defensive line. Pearson and Fry play as the defensive midfielders. McGree, Cavenda and Jones are the attacking midfield, sat behind Akpom, Bryn, Clark, Gololeski, Hop, Hackney, Smith, Howson, Coulson and Barlaser are on the bench. Confirmation of the two teams for you. First highlight comes 2 minutes in. Middlesbrough with a free kick just inside our half. Me making that kick. Jones comes through, giving him too much room and giving away a penalty. Pablo Murray bringing down the player as he run into. Can Raya make a name for himself? He can. And Raya makes the save. He's done that on a few occasions recently. And we stay level. Did he do it in the first leg as well? I'm not sure. Need to check that out. Pearson from distance. Good shot. Johnson with a goal kick to McNear. Pearson, Fry, Connolly, Jones, and switch the attack. Wrecker, who did a lot of wrecking in the last match. He's come a long way. He's got McGree in support. McGree also scoring the 2 goals last time out. That's cut out. Well cut out. Yamalak over the top. Zakari, can he score? He can. His second goal of the season, and it's 1-0 after 30. I'm not sure it's 35 or 36. And what a counter-attack that was. I think it was Roberts got rid of the ball. It was headed down by Perez to Yamalak. Yamalak to Zakari. Zakari comes forward. It's 36 minutes on the clock. And Zakari gives us a 1-0 lead. Me with a free kick. Deep in their half. and trying to win that ball. It's the 50-50 balls that... oh, hello. Kamara had him over. Zakari's in again. Zakari, he's run out of space. Tavares! It's gone in. No, Tavares scores his first goal of the season. And on 38 minutes, we're 2 up. And it looked like Kamara had tripped his player out here, but he got away with it. Yamalak, a lovely ball again to Zakari, but he's run on too far. But he's got the support of Tavares in plenty of space. Goalkeeper gets hands to it, but all he can do is push it into the back of the net. Connolly with a throw-in on that far side. 40 minutes on the clock. Pearson, what we don't want them to do is get a goal back before half-time. It's gone wide. Tavares with a corner. Deep. Pablo Murray gets his 4th goal of the season, and we will go in at the break 3-0. And Middlesbrough are, well, I won't say they're beaten, because they're not beaten until the bloke blows the whistle at full time. And half-time has arrived. And what a stonking first half that was, after a steady nothingy start, really. And we've just basically put away our chances. 9 shots, 5 on target, 0.71 on the XG, 47% of the possession. They've had 4 shots, just the 1 on target, 0.97, 53% of the possession. I would say 3 minutes in, the save from Araya, from Paddy McNair, probably changed the game somewhat. And in the space of, 10 minutes, we really did look quite dangerous, to be fair. The other news is Crystal Palace are beating Watford at the moment, 2-0, which means that we will face Crystal Palace early in February, as opposed to Watford as it currently stands. Rekka with a throw-in. Yamalak wins the ball. Tavares comes forward. He's got Yamalak in midfield. Back to Tavares. Them two linking up very, very well. Yamalak liking his position. That's crossed deep. Rekka clears it. Kamara tries to thread that through, but Bidstrup gets a foot on it. And Tavares will tidy up. Pablo Murray. Murray finds Brathwaite. Bidstrup. Perez now into the area, and he's got support from Roberts. Crossed in, and a good save. Who was that from? That was Yamalak, I think. Had that on. The goalkeeper had to do a point-blank save. Did so, and, corner ensues. Roberts swung in. It's cleared. Yamalak heads it down to Roberts. With 65 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Basically because we're having tiring players. Mads Bidstrup, he has been taken off, and he has been replaced by Jamie Shackleton. We've also taken off Connor Roberts, who was having a fantastic game, really playing really, really well. But he's come off. He's been replaced by Beck Sorensen. Beck Sorensen goes out to the left. Tavares will play on the right, so he switched wings. Traditionally plays down that left side, but he can play on the right wing, so we'll see how he gets on over there. I did realise that we didn't have any wing back. We've got Sharaway, I suppose, but he's on the wrong side, really, so we'll see how that goes. And with 80 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes, we have taken off Madi Kamara. He's come off. Enzo Lafitte comes on and replaces him. And we've also taken off Perez, who is getting very, very tired. And we've replaced him with Lewis Potter. And with 87 minutes on the clock, we're making our final change. We have taken off Nuno Tavares, who's probably had a player of the match game today, but he's got very, very tired. And he has been replaced by Pontus Jansson, who takes up a central defensive position, with Brathwaite moving out to the right, which he can do. And he's done very well in that central defence to hold that up today. And, that's we want to see the game out now. 3-0 lead with, possibly about 10 minutes to go. Well, we did a job in that second half. Not many highlights, but that's the way it goes sometimes. In fact, David Raya had a Player of the Match award. He got an 8.3 in the end. Splendid game for him. Just when I thought Nano Tavares was going to get it, but he didn't, which is a bit of thing. But Nano Tavares having a great game. 3 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances created, a goal as well. Oh, sorry, an assist and a goal. I would have really given that to Tavares. I think Raya saved a penalty, which I think changed the game, as I said. But yeah, I think Tavares is a bit hard done by there in losing the Player of the Match. But we have succeeded. We are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. A comprehensive win against Premier League and Middlesbrough. 3-0. Zakari after 36. Tavares after 38. Pablo Murray after 47 minutes gave us a 3-0 lead at half-time. We hung on to it in the second half. 15 shots, 6 on target, 1.78, 44% of the possession. They had 8 shots, 4 on target, 1.28 and 56% of the possession. It's been a good day at the office. And confirmation of the scoreline. We will be playing Crystal Palace. They beat Watford by 4-1. Comprehensive win, and we'll have to meet them in the semi-final. It's our other series that Crystal Palace are our bogey team. So let's hope they don't make it into a bogey team in this save as well. But yeah, that's the 5th round then coming up in February. Let's go and have a look at the schedule and see where it fits in. So there we are, 5th round tie against Crystal Palace at the Community Stadium. We'll come back for that. Crystal Palace and Birmingham in the next episode. And then obviously, depending on how we do, we'll go probably Luton and Watford, which will take us down there or thereabouts. We'll see how it all plans out anyway. We're obviously finishing up with Wolves and Stoke as we try and get ourselves promoted back to the Premier League at the first attempt. We'll see how that goes. So that's 15 games unbeaten in all competitions now. Can we go and make it 16 against Burnley? That's the next task. Well, it looked on paper a comprehensive win against Middlesbrough, and I think the match momentum goes to prove that. They had 10 minutes of the first half, if at all that, really. We had a comprehensive first half. Comprehensive, they have 15 minutes in the second half. We were just all over them, basically. And no other news items between games, and so we are facing Burnley at Turf Moor, and it's a game which we really need to win. Burnley in 4th place currently in the Sky Bet Championship, 61 points, 4 points behind Sheffield United and 6 points behind us. So they close the gap on us if they win today, but also if Sheffield United win, and they are playing Queen's Park Rangers, they would probably overtake us again. So we don't want to go doing daft things like that if we can help it. Win today would be a big help, and if Sheffield United, which we did have a look, we just said who they were playing against, didn't we? Queen's Park Rangers. So yeah, it depends what sort of result they can get there if it stays like this, or whether we open a bit of a gap at the top of the table there. So we've played Burnley once before. Earlier in the season, it was a 2-1 win on that occasion. Josh Brownhill getting an early goal after 2 minutes. Pender and Lewis Potter getting the goals that gave us that 2-1 win. And the team news is this: De Cordova Reed is out with knee tendonitis. Aaron Creswell is out with a hip injury, and Zurari is doubtful with a pulled groin. Creswell, of course, playing in for West Ham in our other save, and the only person out for us is Josh Da Silva, who's doubtful with a twisted ankle. And here is the side that will face Burnley in this match day 34 of our championship season. Raya continues in goal after his fine performance last time out against Middlesbrough. Beck, Sorensen, Murray, Starfelt and Stevens make up our defensive line. Kamara, Bidstrup and Lafay are in central midfield. Perez in front of them, sat behind Barrett and Diaz and Openda up front, both who are in reasonable form at the moment. Patterson, Brathwaite, Sharaway, Zakari, Janssen, Preet and Lewis Potter on the bench. And here we are at Turf Moor, and we're playing Burnley. They've won 2, drawn 2 and lost 1 of the last 5 games. They're playing a 4-3-2-1, and we're playing our usual formation, of course. We're in 4th on 61. Burnley are 4th on 61. We're in 2nd place at the moment. First highlight, Starfelt with a free kick after 8 minutes, and that's headed on. Openda is in space. Openda, and it was cleared for a goal kick, but Stevens with that throw in, and Burnley come forward. Weghorst, and he's been felled by Pablo Mari. Have a free kick now. 34 minutes on the clock. Lafay with the free kick. Lafay's gone over the top though. And half time comes, and I have to say Burnley have had the bulk of that first half. We've been the poor relations really. They've had 5 shots, 5 on target, 0.51. They've just not been clinical, otherwise they'd have been out and gone by now. 42% of the possession. We've had just 2 shots, just the 1 on target, 0.16. 58% of the possession. We need to convert that possession into more shots and more on target. 51 minutes on the clock. Our first highlight of this second half, we had a throw in. It's gone forward, Barrett and Diaz under that. Lafay brings it down nicely for Bidstrup. Stevens out on this wing here. Starfelt, Perez, Lafay, Stevens. It's a bit more like it. Can we hang on to this ball? Lafay, Bidstrup. Bidstrup tried to get it through, but didn't. And they're on a counter-attack here. We need to be very careful because they've been very clinical up to now. Just not got their shots away, and this could be it. But a good save by Raya. Raya with a goal kick. Sorensen. Sorensen comes forward. He's got Pablo Mari in support. Bidstrup. Bidstrup now to Perez. Lafay. Lafay to Openda. Openda's come deep. Finds Stevens. Stevens crosses that, but it's cut out, and they're countering us again, and they've got a way of countering us. Twine is in. Twine has a shot, and Raya saves. With 63 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes at this time. Pablo Mari has come off. Brathwaite has come on for him, and we've taken off Maddie Camera, and we have brought on Dennis Preet. They have a corner, Matteson, and a penalty's been given. Weghorst was pushed by Openda, and Twine with the penalty. And Raya has made a second save from a penalty in 2 games. And this is going to be the turning point again. Matteson. Raya comes out and collects that ball. Weghorst heads it down, but Starfelt is there. Preet finds Openda. Openda puts it into the path of Barrett and Diaz, but straight down the throat of Muric. And with just about 70 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes, and we have taken off Perez. He's come off and has been replaced by El Sharaway, who is going to play in that. We'll probably put him as a shadow striker again now. I'm tempted to push, because he is better as the advance forward. We're going to push both those forward as the advance forward. The other change that we have made is we have taken off Mads Bidstrup, who was tired. We've taken him off. Beth Sorensen has taken up the ball-winning midfielder position. Janssen comes on in place of Bidstrup, and Brathwaite moves out to the left wing-back position. Muric with a goal kick. Just inside the D. Sorensen heading that down to Janssen. Brathwaite. Brathwaite tries to get that forward to Brereton Diaz. Brathwaite is there again, but it's not fallen right for us. Muric. Muric comes out of his area. McNally. Cork. And we've not been on the same sort of form that beat Middlesbrough, that's for sure today. Kurlishnov. Matteson through to Kurlishnov. Kurlishnov is in and scores. His 9th goal of the season. And we go a goal behind on 71 minutes. And now we've got to do it the hard way. And with 72 minutes on the clock, having conceded that goal, we are going to make our final change. Brereton Diaz not having a great day today. We've taken him off and we brought on Zicari as the deep lying forward up front. Twine with a free kick. It's swung in. Brathwaite brings it down nicely. Sorensen back to Raya. Raya gets it forward to Preet. Preet comes forward with the ball. We can get one back now, would be good. Brathwaite has made a lovely run, but he's still won the ball. Preet through, didn't get it through all the way through. Starfelt, but it's headed down into the path of Cork. And yeah, Burnley have definitely got one on us today. But that's cut out by Sorensen. That was a poor ball, and Sorensen comes forward. He's put that in for Openda. Openda is in space. Zicari! And a save by Muric. Lafee with the corner. An outswinger. Swung out. It's an equaliser. Pontus Johansson getting the goal. Makes it 1-1 after 83. And is this going to be the turnaround? Lafee with the corner. Pontus Johansson getting up and beats Muric. There is no more highlights. And it's ended up 1-1. Pontus Johansson after 83 minutes. Getting us back on terms 12 minutes after Charlinov gave Burnley the lead, and it looked like that they were going to beat us. Basically, they'd had a tremendous match, really. 12 shots, 11 on target, 1.85, 43% of the possession. We really did have to upcycle in that second half. We ended up with 12 shots, 5 on target. And that's our downfall, 1.39 and 57% of the possession. Raya kept us in the game, making a second save from a penalty in 2 games in a row. Well, what can you say? It wasn't to be our day today, but we've not played badly, but we've not played what I would class as well. And it's a game that we should have won. Let's have a look and see how that's affected the table. So here are the results for the day, but we do remain in second place, albeit Sheffield United have closed the gap slightly, but we are there on goal difference. We are still 17 points adrift. 17? Yeah, because we dropped points, haven't we? And Crystal Palace beating Watford for the second match in a row. Crystal Palace almost certainly are our champions. It's just a case of who can end up in second place, and it's going to be a right ding-dong battle as it stands. So as it is, we are on goal difference from Sheffield United. 4 points clear of Wolves in 4th. Bristol City moving up to 5th on 62, ahead of Burnley, who drop to 6th place, and Blackburn just outside the playoffs. So it's very, very tight there, all on 62 points, and all those teams just 6 points away from us. And Sheffield United, Swansea, Huddersfield and Sheffield Wednesday in that drop zone at the moment, and the gap opening up between them and Peterborough just outside. The key results today are Bristol City beating Preston by 1-0. Crystal Palace, as I said, beating Watford for the second time in a row, 2-1. Sheffield United beating Queen's Park Rangers by 2-1. And of course, us we only managed to get that draw against Burnley. So yeah, it's all going to make for interesting goings on. We're going to play Queen's Park Rangers offline. We're going to come back for the FA Cup 5th round against the league leaders Crystal Palace, Can we beat them and move into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup? We will find out in the next episode, and then it'll be a match against Birmingham, who are currently 18th in the table. No guarantees of 3 points ever in this league, but you would hope that there are 3 points available there at least. So, as I say, we'll come back, see where that leaves us, and then it may well be that we come back towards the end of the month. And I'm tempted, because I want to see Bristol City, tempted to do Watford and Bristol City, but we will see when we get a bit closer. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button, comments, and all the rest of it about how you're enjoying this series, Project Turnaround. Our other series, of course, the FM24 series, is out. Irons in the final with West Ham. If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it. And of course, any other series that FM24 series as they are released. Best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. New episodes of Project Turnaround released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 17. Have yourselves a good weekend. It's out on Tuesday. Till then, bye-bye.